back. 401 Sports Talk Radio, foreignradionetwork.com. Man.
Shout out to Girlfriend Talk.
Shout out to Girlfriend Talk. Yes.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We could just sit back over there. I was waiting for the next topic.
That uncut scared me.
Got it.
Okay. Where we about to go with that? I thought this was PG.
The size matters.
Uncut girlfriend. What?
Yeah. See, you know what they should do?
Uncut girlfriend.
You know what they should do? They should do Girlfriend Talk versus what is the thing tomorrow? The Man Talk.
The players ball. Ball.
No. They have the Man Talk here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Girlfriend Talk versus Man Talk.
No, I don't want it.
No, I'm being church on Wednesday night.
Man's point of view.
Man's point of view. Yeah.
That he say scares me.
Yeah.
That scares me.
It's always he say she say though. It's always we had talked about doing a show called He Say She Say, separate from this.
Russian.
Where it was focused
Russian.
specifically on He Say She Say. Let's see.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So. All right. This is 401. So we'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
So now we gotta get into what's next. I don't have my phone with me.
We're getting into the NFL.
Yes, we gotta get into the NFL.
Oh my God.
It's like I'm running the sports. What's up with that?
Thank God for security.
Security's here for a reason.
No, don't thank God for that.
Can you give me my
We
candy,
definitely want to
please?
get into the
You done
NFL
took the one I
playoffs.
wanted.
Yes.
Happened over the weekend.
Yes, we got
That's
we
for
got to
sure.
get into what happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
Starting with the
Started with
game.
the first game,
Yes.
the Saints
and the Rams.
and the Rams.
And
Okay, so that debacle that, aside from the penalty that was not,
Right.
New Orleans should have never let them come back.
right. That was my first thing. Was
Yeah.
that they should have never. They were 17 up.
Yeah,
They should have never allowed them to
come
get that
back.
close
Mhm.
to where if there's a missed
penalty or something.
penalty or something.
Mhm.
that you lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was my first thing.
I don't think their intention was to let them back in. We got to give the Rams some credit. We got to give the Rams some credit here. They have a good football team.
Yeah,
They-
New
They all
Orleans.
right. They all right.
They did, if I'm not mistaken, they won 13 games.
Yeah. Sean Payton just wanted them to come back, right?
I mean, I don't think that was the plan, but at the same time,
If you are a New Orleans fan, this is 2 years in a row. Because last year you let Tyreek, no, not Tyreek. Who's that?
Diggs.
Diggs.
Stephon.
Stephon Diggs.
That wasn't a penalty, though.
No, that wasn't a penalty, but still, you let Stephon Diggs catch that pass, and then the cornerback whiffed on him.
With
True.
bad.
Yeah, he could have just tackled him, and it was game over.
It goes back to DBs making business decisions. Deion Sanders said it a long time ago.
Yeah,
He doesn't tackle because it's a business decision. He's not paid to tackle.
Exactly, yeah,
He's
yeah.
paid to
I'm
cover.
paid to cover,
Did he
yeah.
not say that? That's what
Yeah, he
he's
did say
always
that.
said.
He did say
You know,
that.
he's-
He did say that.
And
So I think all DBs have taken that mindset. I'm not paid to tackle. I'm paid to cover.
as a matter of fact, remember what Romo said? Well, he tackled about as bad as Dion.
And Deion didn't like that. Very
He
much.
sure
He
didn't.
didn't like that very much at all.
Yeah, and but now today we get, or this past Sunday we get to where it was a blatant pass interference.
It was a bad missed
And
call.
the helmet to helmet.
Yeah, and a helmet to
It
helmet.
was two
Yep.
penalties in
Two
one.
And one,
penalties in
and they
one.
called none of
That's
them.
why I said if you don't do the pass interference, at least do the
Helmet to helmet, and they called none of
They
them.
called neither one of them. I'm like, that's just
And then the defender admitted he tried to do that. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
blatant. It was a blatant foul.
If that's the case, if you go back and check with every player that did things illegally, they would tell you, okay, the coach would tell you, okay, do it. If we get caught, we get caught. If we don't,
They wrong for that.
don't.
Because remember back in the day, remember why the rule came around because of the helmet to helmet?
I really think
Player protection.
football
Yeah,
now. I
remember
really
because
think
that one player got paralyzed.
well, I really think football has gone Girl Scout.
Oh yeah, this
No,
flag, this
no,
flag.
no.
football.
It's
It's
completely-
gone Girl
it's
Scout
gone.
because you can't grab the quarterback below the knees and you.
It's flag football.
Yeah, it's gone Girl Scout.
or what I call sugar puff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Or sissified.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's gone
Flag
Girl
football.
Scout. Well,
This-
I'm saying Girl Scout for a
You mean
nice
the
way.
powder puff?
remember, Pop Warner didn't let you tackle up until what you had to be like at least 12 years
12
old to
years,
start
12.
tackling.
Well, that's good. I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree
But
with that.
that's
They're
different.
kids.
That's
But
different.
but then once you can tackle from 12 to throughout college, you can tackle. But then when you get in the NFL, you can't tackle.
Right.
And then you're gonna cry about how you get tackled. This one penalty I definitely don't like. When a quarterback get tackled and you just so happen to land on top of the quarterback, now you want to say you putting all your weight on him. Well, okay.
Right. Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Pull back?
Yeah.
Momentum.
Right.
You know,
I can't help that.
And if you go back and look at when the Cowboys got that penalty thrown on them against roughing the passer against
Randy Gregory.
Washington, and if you go back and actually look at that, his head was down, face down to the ground, and he got pushed into Wilson.
Randy Gregory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to talk about roughing the passer. Wait a minute.
Because he got him below the legs.
Yeah, roughing the passer, me picking him up and
And
doing a body slam.
And that's happened in the past. Remember Brett Favre was Brett Favre who got slammed down like that once before?
Hey, last year a few years ago against the Saints before he retired.
Yeah.
When Minnesota
Yeah.
should have got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Got slammed down like that. I mean, this is football.
It's football. It's a rough sport.
It's like hockey
It's like hockey or rugby
or boxing.
Or
But-
boxing.
You're gonna get hit.
But at the end of the day, it's still a business, and the quarterbacks are the face of the league.
I agree.
So they're
Well-
going to protect their product.
Well, then why
and
did they
they
take
have
away?
to protect their
Why did
product.
they take away the Enneagram rule?
Because think about it, who's Tom Brady's backup? Who's Drew Brees' backup?
Brian Hoyer.
Do you want to see Brian Hoyer?
No.
Okay, who's the Rams'
Who's
backup?
Rodgers back up?
Okay, that's why they're protecting these quarterbacks.
Okay, you don't
wanna see them.
None of us want to see that
Who
matchup
is
in the
Dak
NFC
back up?
Championship
Who
game.
is Dak back up?
Dak's backup. is-
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's somebody
Cooper
that you
Rush.
don't want to
It's
see.
Cooper Rush.
Somebody
Yeah.
you don't want to see.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they do that, and I can respect that. I just can't respect when they call touch fouls where you graze a man's face.
Right.
That's another
Okay.
subject.
Yeah. When you just graze his head and you go,
Oh, yeah,
Can't-
you know,
can't deal with that.
and on top of that, if I just hit the back of his head,
it's a
flag.
and it's roughing it's a roughing pad flag. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, okay.
Two things I took from that Rams game. One, the corner who decided to admit
Mm.
that he did do that on purpose is
He
a
needs to-
moron. I would have never
I
said
would have never
that.
said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now you're
because-
getting your coaching.
The first thing I would have said
He
is,
needs to be fined.
did the referee call the pass interference?
Then it ain't pass
Then it
interference.
wasn't a pass
Yeah.
interference.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would have said.
Right.
Second thing is,
Gonna call out
if
your
you're the
coach.
Saints, you got the field goal. You had an opportunity twice.
Exactly.
You didn't stop them from tying the game, which
Mhm.
shout out to that field goal kicker for hitting that 57
57
yarder
yarder, yeah.
Where's your line?
and that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
And then you got the ball first, and Drew Brees, the great Drew Brees, threw the interception.
Interception. You're right.
That
I was
put
gonna
them
say.
in position
Yeah.
to win that
I was
game.
gonna say let's not talk about the non-call. Let's talk about the interception.
What happened after?
Exactly. Because you don't get a non-call, but you still have an opportunity to win the game, and you still don't go out and win the game.
Multiple.
So you see these Saints fans. At one point, they out dancing and everything, and next point,
Oh yeah, that was trending all over social.
yeah, oh yeah. And next point, they just sitting there like mouth is wide open, like again.
But I can't
Snake
say.
business.
Bitch,
And
woman, do you look at the Saints fans like we look at Oklahoma fans?
Careful. Very, very careful what comes out of your mouth next.
Professor, what was you trying to say?
Alluding back to what
That's
you were
what you
saying,
throw
had
out
they
the
had
same.
made that call on the field, that'd been first and goal at the 10.
Right.
Right.
Game
But
over.
because they didn't
Exactly.
call
Game
that,
over.
the Saints had to. They got the ball back twice, but they wouldn't have been in that predicament had the referees had done the job. And what's so bad about it, the back judge came running about to throw the flag, but
And
the
he never
line
did
judge
not-
came running saying, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Now,
I think it was a situation where the referees didn't want to determine the outcome of the game, but not
But they
realizing
did.
that they
They
did
did determine
determine
the
the
outcome.
outcome
Either
of the
yeah,
game.
they wanted
The way
they
it
wanted
was.
them to play,
Right.
but that was blatant.
That was bad.
That was real obvious. I mean,
And guess what? That cornerback who said yes, I did that is not going to get fined. You know why? Because now the NFL admits
We made a
What are you
mistake.
gonna find him for?
you
But-
can. I mean, you
but-
can a head to head, a headbutt. You can find
He
him.
didn't say he
I'm-
helmet to helmet. He
You
just said he
know-
passed the field.
You can find him to help.
But I'm like Coach now. You don't admit anything.
No,
Not after you go bed.
they gonna keep their mouth shut.
Yeah. Now they're gonna start watching him.
Yep.
Now you're putting the spotlight on you.
What is that Slim Shady song? It wasn't me.
I kind of, I'm
That
gonna
was
flip the
Shaggy.
script on that one a
Okay,
little
Shaggy.
bit.
That was Slim Shady.
I actually
No.
felt that what he did, and people looked at me weird about this. I kind of commend the fact that he did admit to that, because now guess what? The NFL heard it, and now that the NFL heard it, they're saying we have got to look into
So we may bring this
challenging
rule
pass
up.
interference
that says
penalties
we-
because this dude is admitting that he did that,
This-
and we did nothing about it.
So we may,
We
so
did
this may
nothing
be
about
able
it.
to do to where you put in place to where
I
you
think
can
his
challenge.
voice actually will help look and will allow us to start challenging
To where we can challenge
pass
pass
interference
interference.
penalties because of what he admitted
Right.
in public like
Right.
that.
Right.
We don't
Right.
want our players to
Dummy.
admit things
That I-
that you shouldn't have been doing. But I think his voice on the other side of the fence will actually help the NFL look into this because they heard him.
He need to be
Say that.
fined.
Yeah.
Can
He need to be
we
fined.
rename them? Start a petition tonight instead of calling them referees, call them robbers.
Oh, they call him the 12th man.
The 12th man, yeah.
Yeah.
But couldn't this be? Haven't we seen this before? Remember, Bounty Bowl,
Yes.
the Bounty Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, called it.
What did the Eagles do with the Cowboys?
Well, that's a different issue. I mean, because who that the head
That was
coach?
New Orleans
No,
Bounty
no,
Bowl.
Well, but the Eagles did the same thing.
Yeah,
against
Eagles did the same thing
Cowboys.
too. Yeah,
Buddy
Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan. Mhm.
His defensive coordinator put it out.
Put a hit out
on
on
the Cowboy. Whoever put out
the
a
day
Cowboy.
house.
Yeah, whoever put him out.
You remember that?
Mhm.
You remember- oh, you-
No, y'all might be
I
too
do.
young.
They-
Too young.
I'm not a fan of going to instant replay for pass interference. The game's long enough. It's 3.5 hours as it is. It takes them forever to get obvious calls right sometimes, even with instant replay. So if you add a challenge flag to the equation for a pass interference call, you're making the game longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, but the problem is this right here, though.
If
Yeah,
we're going
but
to
you
go,
need it for just for reasons like this.
they make mistakes.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Man, but
They'll
they-
go. Let me tell you something. They'll go review it and still get it wrong. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
We've
I've
seen
seen that.
that,
But at least you have the opportunity to review it,
Yeah,
especially
and
something
plead
like
your
this.
case.
Especially something like this. Yeah, I understand the game is too long. Some of these cards, this whole let's review if he got into the end zone or not.
I'm all for it if it's like what the NBA does. They can review everything in the last 2 minutes.
Right.
The last 2 minutes only.
Everything's reviewable.
Everything's reviewable.
I
in the
can agree
last 2
to that.
minutes. But
What about throwing a challenge flag?
no? Last 2 minutes, everything's reviewable no matter what it is. No challenge flags for pass interference, because what's going to happen?
So we're taking away all challenge flags.
No. The
No, that's
challenges
not what
that
he's
they
saying.
already have is fine.
the
Right.
challenge flag. So
Yeah,
you
but
still
not
got
for
to.
pass interference, unless. And see, in the last 2 minutes, you don't have to throw out one because everything's reviewable.
Everything's reviewable. I
That
get
play
that, I get
happened
that,
in the
I get
last
that.
2 minutes.
No, we're talking about the last 2 minutes of the
Okay,
half and the fourth quarter, just the
Yes.
fourth quarter.
in both halves,
both
the
halves.
last
Okay.
2 minutes.
I get that. I get that.
I think that would work out better.
But my point is, you can't allow the referees to determine the outcome of a game of that magnitude.
Right.
like that.
They
We got to
can't-
find a
They
solution to
cannot
that
equate
problem.
themselves into the game.
Right.
You can't.
And that's
do it.
exactly what happened.
Yeah. I mean, but they do it all the time, though.
And then another thing I see, if a player touch a referee, that's a flag, right?
It should depends on how you
No,
touch.
But
It just depends.
Depends on.
Oh, that
depends on-
that might get you ejected.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yet the referee can touch the player though.
What?
Yeah, I've seen it when a player's trying to plead his case against
Mm-hmm.
but the referee, when the side judgment might come up,
they'll do
you
something.
know,
like
they'll
that.
push
Yeah,
you.
that's.
But I know what you're saying, but at the same time,
It depends on the how that referee is touched.
Right.
It's not about
it ain't.
it's not about just a player just brushing by and touching the referee. It's what's the intent of that touch.
Well, and I know what
Mhm.
you're saying on that, but a lot of times it's not an intentional from a player to a ref, and that ref just get happy and throw that flag up quickly. They don't care. They don't care if I tell you
Or
I'm trying to get a
or if
flower.
the player
for you,
cusses the referee out.
you know. But
I mean, but you have, but see, here's the deal though. That's an authority figure at that point in time. that referee is the authority figure on that football field,
We
and you're
talking-
not going to mistreat the authority figure
Well, and,
at that point in time.
Okay, is it just one way or both ways?
It's one way.
It's just one way.
It's one way.
and that's not right.
It's like you getting pulled over by a cop.
That's not right.
It's
not
like you
right.
getting pulled over by a cop. You ain't gonna cuss a cop out, are you?
Well, it all depends.
But then we got to get to that next game.
Yeah. So we got the Rams in the
Moving
Super
on.
Bowl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff, Todd Gurley.
Jared Goff.
I know. That defense, that's really not a defense. All you got is one player.
It is a defense
You have
if they
to.
decide to
You
play.
got
when
Ndamukong Suh and Sam Darnold.
Who?
Sam Darnold. Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Here you go
Yeah.
butchering.
Sam-
Here we go butchering.
You got those
They got
two.
to leave at corner too.
Talib, yeah.
And Marcus Peters.
And Marcus Peters. That's right. So they have names that if they come to play, unfortunately they have a rookie quarterback and their opponent. the New England
So let's
Patriots.
go the other side. You had Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady.
Yes,
That was a
that was
classic.
fun. That
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah, that was fun. But you
The
somehow
Zebras
kn-
got involved in that too.
yeah, but somehow you knew New England was going to pull this thing out. Somehow you knew. The problem is that you allow New England to go into overtime. Once you allow New England to go into overtime, it's a wrap.
Because they got the ball first.
Right.
Right.
A coin flip made that whole game.
No, because to be honest, Kansas City's defense actually played well most of the game.
Uh-huh.
They were bending, they weren't breaking. They were bending, they weren't breaking.
Mhm.
But at some point, you're on the field so much because New England
You gonna
is the
break.
only team I've ever seen that can completely change what they've been. All of a sudden, they're a power running team. All of a sudden,
Right.
Where did this come from?
Right.
29 carries, 130 yards from Michelle. I mean,
And-
what?
But here's the deal, though. New England has been known to put in plays in the playoffs that you've never seen throughout the whole season.
They didn't put anything
But-
new in there.
But
No,
This is just smash mouth football.
But if you go back and look at the game, and this way frustrates me with defense. They play that soft defense. They don't want to give up the big play. It don't take no big play. All you got to do is inch by inch by inch, and you give it up 5 or 6 yards. And if you give up 5 or 6 of those, you done gain 60 yards. You don't need much after that.
Who are you afraid of on New
And
England?
that's
Nobody really,
but-
except Tom
but
Brady.
Kansas City did that.
Except Tom Brady.
They gave up. They went into a soft defense, not to give up the big play,
Mm-hmm.
and they allowed them to get 6 to 8 yards. You can do that by 9 times. Guess where you are?
And a
You're
touchdown.
in the red zone or a touchdown.
I watch Edelman go up the seam untouched multiple times.
But yeah,
on
yeah.
the touchdown game-winning drive on 3rd and longs. It was like 3 consecutive 3rd and longs in Edelman.
I know.
He converted every
on
time.
Every
And-
single one of them.
And Brady is so calm and cool back there.
This week,
No,
no, Looked like
yeah,
it.
right.
he zipped about 3 of them in there, man.
Okay, so you asked a question. You asked a
Come
question.
get
part
this
of it.
smoke.
When is that dynasty stop?
The dynasty stops when
When Brady is gone.
retires.
Yeah,
I agree.
But and you talking about he zipping? Go back and look at the game. How many times does he go deep?
He doesn't.
He
That's
doesn't.
the myth I talked about last week.
Now let me put a comment there. Nobody criticized him not going deep.
But they criticize.
They criticized my
Dak.
boy Dak going deep, not going deep.
Because Tom doesn't go deep, but he's converting 3rd and long.
Well,
That's the difference.
but the thing about it, I know, and sooner or later, hopefully we get an offensive coordinator that can convey that over to Dak.
Oh, we have one.
Hopefully.
You said how you brought
That's
it back to the
another. That's
Cowboys.
another subject. We have
You
one.
said, say you brought it back to the Cowboys. Don't say don't. I cannot see a Kellen Moore be offensive.
We'll get into that.
I can't see that either.
I can't see a Kellen Moore. be
I wasn't going there.
No,
But
no.
you young old minds just don't
Yeah,
get it.
I can't see
Watch
no
out there now.
Kellen
Watch
Moore.
out there now.
I can't see no
I
Kellen
might
Moore.
have an old mind, but I don't
let me
have no
put it like
old
this.
mind.
I know there's somebody out there applying for that job. Hopefully they get it. They can do
That's
the job.
more qualified.
Yes,
No,
can
they
do the
picking
job.
up Kellen Moore because he's
Man.
29 years old.
Will
He's in that
you
whole mindset of young
Guys
people.
learn.
No
maybe,
comment.
maybe,
No comment.
maybe they see something we don't see. Okay.
They see the same thing I see. I'm trying to
What
tell
they
you,
seeing,
we'll be
my
having another
goodness.
conversation towards.
And then they
next
bring in
season.
John Kitna in as a quarterback coach.
Boy, you better stop.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Who?
John Kitna.
Nothing wrong with that.
Now I'm okay with John Kitna.
He's better than Kellen Moore.
Yeah, as a quarterback
Well,
coach.
yeah.
He's better than Kellen Moore, but
Okay.
you're gonna put him as off coordinator.
Why is he better than Kellen Moore? Why?
I'm gonna say
Where are we getting that from?
well, I'm talking about as far as coaching Dak Prescott to the level you want him to be. I would rather have experience over someone that is trying to get experience
That-
at the NFL
That
level.
held your clipboard
John
when you got
Kitna-
here.
John Kitna started as a rookie with the Seahawks way back in God knows when,
Kellen Moore has been in the league a while.
but not as long as John Kitna.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm
John,
just
that's
saying,
why John Kitna's going to be a good quarterback.
Kitna has skins on the wall. He has played for the Cowboys and brought the Cowboys from behind a couple of times when Tony Romo was hurt.
Kellen Moore
So-
did throw for 400 plus in the game.
That was Washington Redskins. That was a trash game.
Well,
I remember
that game.
Hey.
Well,
That game didn't matter.
Now wait a minute.
Kellen Moore threw for 435 yards against the Redskins in a trash game.
435 yards.
Playing and coaching is
Two
two
different
different
things.
things.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The best coaches are always the guys who are not superstars. That's
Yeah, I always
the
got
way-
holding the clipboard. I agree
So-
with that.
guys.
So
Clipboarders
in other
are
words,
good coaches.
So you telling me Sean Lee is better than coach than a player?
No, he's
That
a great
remain-
player. Sean Lee's a great
Actually,
player.
that remains to be seen because he could be a great coach.
It could be-
You know?
yep.
He's coaching Vanderbilt like crazy.
But
So,
now this is the
Let-
question.
Let me ask all y'all this. Sean McVay is 30 years old. Where did he come from? Somebody please tell me that.
Well,
He
prior,
came-
Washington.
He came from over there.
He was-
back over yonder.
What was his skins on the wall? I would love somebody to explain that to me. I don't know.
Well, no, he-
Somebody please tell me.
Okay.
He was Washington. He was an offensive coordinator for the Redskins.
for 3 years.
Okay, but they
Before-
gave him
prior
an
to that-
opportunity.
What did they do in that
Prior to
3
that,
years?
he was in Miami.
Wait a
He's
minute.
30 years old. That's his age.
Yeah,
So they gave him an opportunity when he was what,
when
27?
he was young. No,
How
he
much
was- he was
NFL experience
he was
does he
actually
have
younger than that.
as a player?
He was actually younger than that.
Exactly. You guys are making my
So
case
He was
for me.
probably like 23, 24 when they gave him
Yeah, exactly.
So actually-
that's coaching.
No, he has a brother.
Actually, McVay is 32 today.
32,
His first NFL coaching job was in 2008 as an assistant wide receivers coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
2008.
So
That was like
2019 minus
Did they go to the Super Bowl that
2008
year?
11
it's 11 years.
that was
He
11
said-
years. So he was
it-
30. He was 22,
21.
21. And you guys are scared about Kellen Moore?
Hey, that's your boy over there. I didn't say anything.
21 years
He
old.
said that. I mean, the
21.
dude was 21 years old when he entered the NFL as a coach.
No NFL
Yeah, no,
playing experience
but
at all.
But here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. You start out as a wide receivers coach. I get that. You trying to make Kellen Moore an offensive coordinator, and he only has 1 year experience in coaching anything.
But he has a lifetime of experience playing offense. That's
True.
the difference. And if you watched him at Boise State, that was one of the best offenses in college football when they were beating the big dogs, when they were beating the Oklahomas, when they were beating the Georgias. He was the quarterback.
Beating
If
who
you
now?
watched him with the
Oh,
Cowboys,
They
this-
were beating who now?
Oh, this
When
is
you
starting to make
watch
sense
them,
now.
they-
Oh,
They
I'm
were
going to go
beating
there.
who now?
I'm going to go
the
there.
Georgias,
And
and
the
the
who?
Oklahomas,
And-
all
and-
of
Wait a
them.
minute,
And
that
what
last
they
one,
who?
that last one again. Who?
Yeah, who's that?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma got beat.
Oklahoma got beat by Kellen Moore.
First of all, Kellen Moore wasn't the quarterback at the time. Thank you. When they lost that Fiesta Bowl game, he was not the quarterback.
But
what I'm
both
saying is-
they still beat OU.
Exactly.
Really?
Oh, you
The
get beat all the
system
time.
they ran was a pro-style offense. Kellen Moore, even when you watched him with the Cowboys, he knew where to go with the football. He just had a noodle arm, and he's a little guy, so it just didn't look good.
And he
But
was slow.
knew where to go. When he looked out there, if he saw man-to-man coverage, he always went down the field deep. Just didn't go very far.
So you're
But
okay
he knew
with the
the
Kellen
reads.
Moore as an offensive coordinator?
Absolutely. I'm on board with it. I told y'all that weeks ago.
Let me ask you this and kind of stand home with this. Do you feel like the Cowboys might be a little short-handed when it comes not having an aggressive coach as far as when you make a mistake, not, Good
Well,
job.
no,
what I don't
No, I
want is
don't.
what's been said out there. I don't want Jason Garrett involved in play calling.
Yeah,
at all.
that's what they're saying.
But
But now here's the deal, though.
But what I'm saying here, you don't have. Do the Cowboys actually have a coach on staff that know how to get off into the
To the mindset of the players.
not so much mind when they make a mistake? Who do they have to really
No,
get off
they
on
do.
them?
If you watch all of nothing, have you seen that before?
I have.
Yes.
Okay. Jason
Amazon.
Garrett will get in your stuff.
He will.
He does not play with that. He will get all
The
of
thing
it.
is, he don't display that affection out in the public
Exactly.
for us to see.
But he will
Behind
get all
closed
of
doors,
it.
he's a different creature.
Yep.
So we saw that.
These players love Jason. They
Love
play
it.
for Jason
You
Garrett.
watch him play for him.
They play for
hard.
him. They don't quit on Jason Garrett.
Nope.
So that's not the issue. Now, getting back to your issue about him play calling, you forget that when he was the offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett was for me, I thought he was one of the best second half adjustment offensive coordinators, because he would make those second half adjustments. The only issue that I have with Jason Garrett is I still think he got Wade Phillips fired.
Wait, Phillips
I
ain't
knew you
showing me
were gonna say
nothing,
that.
man.
No, because their offense was on point until that one against the Washington Redskins, and I think he called some type of offense. The ball got picked off. Washington ran it back, and then second half he didn't adjust.
Oh,
And then
the
2 or 3
play-
days
the-
later?
the play before halftime.
Yeah, two or three games later, he was Wade Phillips was fired.
That Green Bay game,
Jason-
Wade
yeah.
Phillips fired.
Yeah, Jason Garrett was hired.
In Green Bay,
That Green Bay game when
Yeah.
they went out there and laid that big fat
Big old
egg.
egg, yeah. Yeah, but as far as a
You
offensive
don't lose
coordinator,
that game.
I think I need him more a part of the offense, and I think he was wrong for allowing Scott Linehan to take over everything and not be involved.
But Scott Linehan was handpicked
He was by
By
Jerry
by
Jones.
Jason Garrett.
By Jason
Right.
Garrett,
So
yeah.
they have the
Well,
same mindset.
It was
I
Scott
want
Linehan.
new
What
and exciting
it
stuff.
was Scott Linehan and Calishaw.
who's Callahan?
No. Who was it? Who was
That's a
the
sports
Bruce?
beat writer.
No.
Oh, Callahan, they made the
Callahan. Yeah,
They made the.
it was them two. Because remember, they was of the offense when Tony Romo, his last full year, and they had Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray. That was your offense and your offensive
And
coordinator.
Callahan to me was a better OC.
Yeah. I would
was a
have.
better OC
I probably would
before
have
he
kept
went to
him before I would have kept Linehan.
Well, he butt heads with everybody.
Who Linehan?
No,
Callahan.
Bill Callahan.
he butt heads with a lot of people.
Yeah, I would have kept him before I kept anybody else. But I'm okay with Jason Garrett being involved in the offense. I need him to put some input. I need him to say, okay, this is what we're running.
Well, if you're going to have him involved in the offense, don't sell me before the season starts and the Cowboys luncheon that we're going to try new things on offense. We're going to be different. Oh, Jerry Jones doing that sales spew he likes to do.
Dak
every year.
friendly.
And because if you're telling me he's helping with the play calling, then we're going to see the same mess.
No, because he didn't have anything to do with play calling this time.
We're going to see the same
It came out that Scott Linehan did not. Matter of fact, Jason Garrett wasn't involved in the offense. Matter of fact,
Do you really believe that?
Dak Prescott didn't even get.
So in other
Do you
words,
really believe
You've
he
heard
was
that though,
involved in
right?
that?
You've heard that, right?
I have. He was involved in it. I
he was
don't
a
care.
scapegoat.
To some extent.
They needed. What I want them to do is, if you're going to give the reins to Kidner and Kellen Moore to put together game plans, let them do their thing. Let them do their thing.
Man, I'm gonna go get.
We can't be afraid to
You stop interfering.
come into the new century and the new decade of football.
I'm gonna go get Gene Stallings.
Old school.
There we go.
Wait, he
Here we
passed,
go.
but
You got to start getting with the times, man. Everybody does it. You can't continue to be
I'm gonna take the.
so predictable.
I'm gonna take the coach from Oklahoma.
That ain't happening.
Pay him millions of
No,
dollars.
you already extended him. He's getting paid.
Well, it's the same thing.
About that.
Hey man,
It's the
if
same
somebody don't like the Sooners, what you bring my Sooners up for?
Well, it's the same thing they did with who was your boy from Texas Tech?
Hateration.
Who's that dude from the boy from Texas Tech that got a job in? How did he get a job?
I really don't know how Cliff.
It was,
Cliff, yeah. How did he
it
get
was
a
his
job?
I
daddy's
don't know.
cousin, uncle's maid that knew.
That new had to make it. All right, so let's get into let's keep it moving. So New England Huh?
You were moving on to the next subject.
Yeah, we're going back to the NFL.
Oh,
What's the next subject?
NBA.
NBA. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's pick. Oh, we got one more week to pick the games, right?
Yes.
So we don't have to worry about that right now.
No, Super
Thank
Bowl's
you.
not to
Security on top of it. James, she on top of it, man.
I was giving instructions.
Okay, so let's get into the NBA.
Yes.
Your question.
Love basketball. My question, we're going to talk about the Mavs, obviously, and that's,
Right.
that rookie sensation they got named Luka Doncic.
Luka. Hallelujah.
And my question was, is he already a superstar?
Hallelujah.
Is that the
I
Mavericks
like
church?
that. I like
Is that
that.
Mavericks? Is that Mavericks Mission Baptist Church?
Is he
Got a
already a
schematic switch there.
superstar and a face of the
Of the
NBA
NBA.
already?
As far as superstar, yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's ready to be the face yet.
Y'all was gonna sound
One of the faces.
One of the
Because
faces.
you know the NBA got
Because-
a bunch of faces.
Well, because here's the deal, though. Who are your face? I mean, you know, LeBron is the face. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the other? Okay. Is James Harden the face?
Steph Curry.
Steph
Steph
Curry.
is a face, right?
Absolutely.
Is
Steph
James
Curry.
Harden a face?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you got those three. Who are the other faces
I mean, it depends on. I classify.
of the NBA?
Kevin Durant.
That's
Kevin
exactly
Durant.
right.
Would be, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. I think Anthony Davis
Anthony
is
Davis
the
would
face
be
of
a
the
face.
NBA. And I think you kind
He
of.
said, "Really?"
I think you got to kind of leave it there because I think the term superstar gets thrown around too
So
much.
Steph's not.
See, that's why I was
No,
going to
Steph
ask.
says
Steph.
That's why I'm going to
This
ask
is
define superstar and their
It's thrown out there
accomplishment.
too much because see me, my definition of a superstar is a guy that can put a team on his back, what James Harden is doing right
James
now,
can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
carrying your whole team.
LeBron has already done that.
He's done it multiple times. He's
Yeah.
done it so many times. His back should hurt.
Broke his back out.
Right. He should be finished with it. And Luka, what we're watching, the only reason the Mavericks are competitive
It's because of
is
Luka.
because of this young guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was real when they drafted him. I was like, ugh.
Him over Trey.
Well,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even-
Well,
not
they
even
traded
that.
him. The trade
Yeah,
Well,
but it wasn't
actually,
even over
it was
trade.
Atlanta trading Luka here for Trey.
for trade. Yeah. Yeah.
because they needed a point guard.
Right.
How they feeling right now?
They're probably sick.
Yeah.
Trey hasn't been awful. He's shown flashes of brilliance.
He
this
just
year,
hadn't been
but
Luka.
He hasn't been near as consistent as Luka's been. I mean, Luka.
And then the crazy part about it is the more Luka plays, the better he gets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he has this one move.
The old step back.
Yeah, that step back. That it's almost like it reminds me.
Still a shot.
It reminds me of Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki.
You know, Dirk had that fadeaway.
Oh, I was like, what step back was Dirk doing?
No. Dirk had
That
that
one
fadeaway.
legged step back. That
Yeah.
one legged.
Dirk got that step, that
they
fadeaway
call
that
it?
you can't touch.
What they call it, the stock shot.
I got you. I know what you're talking about.
Now,
that Dirk
now
shot.
I was listening to one of the sports commentators saying, Dirk should have retired last year instead of coming back this year. Because his time is so limited now. You know, what is he, 40?
Yeah, Dirk is 40.
So in basketball, what is that, 120 years?
Well, his time's limited because the 19-year-old sensation is playing so well.
Right. But
That
you
and,
know what I'm saying?
and his health is not. I mean, his body is.
That's why I said 100.
Father time.
Yeah,
Come up with it.
yeah, he's 120 years old.
Yeah,
This is Luka Doncic. Watch what he does.
I think we already missed it.
This
Yeah.
is halftime.
Oh, pool. Oh,
He tore his
so it's
jersey
Yeah,
in frustration. This is halftime.
It matters to him.
yeah. It does. Is this now?
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
this
halftime.
is now.
It's right there. That's not.
That's another game.
That's Duke and Pitt,
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
basketball.
Dude ripped his jersey in frustration at halftime.
So is he the leader? Can he be the leader of this team?
There's no
He already
doubt.
is. He already is.
He've already established that and some more.
And are the players listening to him? Because remember when he first came in, he had to listen to the players. Has this changed?
Well, listening is, I mean, he's the leader by his play. I don't know if he's out there telling everybody. He's not there yet. He's
Right,
19
right.
years old.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get a Harrison Barnes
Right.
or
To
J.J.
say, okay.
Barea to listen to
Or-
a 19.
Or even Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith.
Well, Dennis. Well, he likes Dennis Smith.
Kobe Bryant.
Well, Dennis Smith don't like him.
Yeah, because he took over Dennis. He took over that lead role now.
he's pouring
What did
forward.
they? What did they?
But Dennis
Luka's
came
going
in as the man.
But
when he got drafted.
But Smith, would they tell Smith come back when you feel better?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
matter of fact, they was trying to trade him.
He started tonight.
Huh?
He started.
Of course,
tonight.
because
Yeah.
they have to appease him. But he's another example of an athlete that hasn't figured out how to be a point guard,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the problem is. And in Carlisle, he's old school.
And this is before
Right.
Luka.
You're right.
You know, Carlisle's he's old school. He
Yeah.
wants a
And-
point
and
guard to
not-
play a certain way.
Not taking nothing away from Carlisle. I just don't see nothing in him as a coach. Not taking nothing. That's just my opinion.
I don't know.
I-
Carlisle,
Who's
I'm-
better than him right
I
now?
was gonna say,
I mean,
if-
I'm
who's
not
better than
saying,
him
I'm
right
not
now?
saying get rid of him.
if without
But,
Carlisle, we wouldn't be where Mavericks wouldn't be where they are right now.
Well,
wouldn't have a
are they?
championship.
Because we
Yeah.
haven't gone back to the championship.
Well, that's
I mean,
because you
yeah,
broke your
you do that,
team
you
up.
broke your team up,
Okay,
yeah.
But how long ago was
You
that?
blew the whole team up.
How long-
2011.
No, wait a minute. How long ago was that?
You decided to start over from scratch.
2000.
Well, how long ago was that?
2011.
And here
when
we
they-
are, 2019 now. How long does it take to mend back the team?
It can
Well,
take a while.
I don't ask
Okay,
Atlanta.
but wait a minute. I'm
My
just saying,
Lakers, one of
you
the
know,
greatest franchises in the history
And
of
they
all
They
sports,
still
Yeah,
trying to
but
figure it
hasn't
out.
made the playoffs in 5 years. So
You
I
know,
don't know. I was ask Atlanta.
but that's personality issue there.
Ask Oklahoma.
Well,
careful,
no,
careful.
we can't talk. We can't talk to them till the dust storm is over.
So they get that sand out of it.
Yeah, they gotta take the goggles off and that air mask and you know, oxygen.
We gotta wait till Black Wall Street come back.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I personally think Luka, it's his rookie of the year to lose. I don't think he's really got. I think Aiden out there in Phoenix is having a good season, but I really think that's really the only true competition he has. And if you want to call it competition,
No, is he MVP? I mean, Rookie of the Year.
yeah, I don't think
Hands down.
I don't think it's close. And the reason I ask about the superstar situation is because he's the second in fan voting in the front court.
I
in
know. I
All-Stars.
saw that. Yeah,
And that's impressive.
yeah.
I mean, you got more votes than Kevin Durant. And
I'm gonna tell you
Who,
something.
you got LeBron.
LeBron is one.
has a
LeBron
ring.
is one, and
Luka
Luka
is
is
two.
two.
You know, but Durant has a ring.
That says something.
You know,
he has a few rings.
Yeah, so in other words, that's the reason why I asked you to find the accomplishment of a superstar. Because until, like we've been saying along about football, until you actually get to that game
Mhm,
and win that game,
mhm.
you know.
No, I don't agree with that one because sometimes a
Well,
superstar, Charles Barkley
Patrick-
doesn't have a
I'll
ring.
say-
Well,
Patrick
I
One of
Ewing.
the greatest players I've ever
Charles
seen.
Barkley is a superstar by running his mouth.
Patrick Ewing.
Did you ever see Barkley play?
I seen him. He used to play. What was that? Was it Auburn?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
he came out of Auburn. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Well,
I watched it from
Yeah.
college.
I mean,
you
but
know.
Patrick Ewing don't have a ring.
Don't have. Yeah.
Karl Malone
Until
don't have a
you-
ring.
until-
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
Until you actually win that. That's
I mean,
what
but
I'm
they
at.
were, but they were,
That's what I'm
superstars,
at.
but they were
That's-
superstars
That's
though.
what I'm. But
They were the face of the league too.
But at the same time, okay, you have not made that one accomplishment.
He's a rookie.
But no, I ain't talking about just him. I'm just talking about others that you have named.
Yeah,
Okay.
Luke is,
And
he
they've been
played
in
with
the league.
Mavericks.
They've been in the league long enough. Okay, so
I agree with that right there. He's not been in the league long enough to be be a part of the face of the league. But I think if he consistently does what he's doing, he's going to be on the way.
upcoming, yeah.
The fans.
The
made
fans
him
think
a
he's
face
yeah.
of the league, and therefore, in my opinion, he's a face.
Coach,
Because when
coach,
you win over the fans,
coach,
that's half the battle right there.
Coach,
I think-
come on, coach. Fans, but
uh,
fans will turn on you
They,
overnight.
not the bad fans.
Well,
No, not a mad fan.
had they sold out the game yet? have they sold out
There are
yet?
Luka jerseys everywhere.
But have they sold out yet?
My son wants one.
Man, they even got the 77. They even got the Lucky Luka song out.
But have
Oh,
they
good.
sold
got-
out?
Lazy.
I got that missionary Baptist Holy Epistle Lutheran told you.
What would you say?
I think he became the face of the NBA when he had the likes of Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant telling us as fans how good he is, and then we paid attention
And
to
he's
it
like,
when it came from
you saying?
superstars like that. They were impressive with his play.
but they were saying that when he was in training camp, when he was in the Mavericks training camp, not those players, but the Maverick players was like, this dude right here is real.
He's the good.
They were saying he.
And I think you have to credit Donnie Nelson for this because he had his eye on this dude for the longest,
Since he was
willing
like-
to up until including trading up to get him,
Right.
and that's where that Trae Young Luka Doncic swap came into play.
So does Donnie Nelson get another pass because he brought in? Remember he brought in Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki in
And you
'99.
got this one right.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
took Dirk a little bit. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
come in right away. Dirk looked like a big, tall German bust
Stiff.
when his first year,
I think
he
Dirk
looked
came-
like a better Sean Bradley.
especially because they took him over Paul Pierce.
Yes,
Right.
they did.
Yeah,
They sure
so-
did.
Oh yeah, that oof.
Who?
They're lucky
Okay,
that turned out
so
good.
so let's go
How
back.
many? How many ring? Paul
Let's go
had?
back. Paul got one.
He got one.
I thought
Mm.
it was Boston. had-
Boston
No,
only got
him
one.
He
and
got
Dirk
one.
has one.
They lost to the Lakers the second
Yeah.
year they got there.
So let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
1999.
Mm-hmm.
Who you taking, Paul Pierce or Dirk? They're both.
Knowing what we know now,
You going Dirk?
I'm still taking Dirk. He's a mismatch
Paul.
problem. I will always
Paul.
take a mismatch
Paul.
problem. You can find Paul Pierce type players.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
that's
with
true.
that height, he didn't play to me what he should have been playing.
Who? Dirk.
Yeah.
He did once he figured out how to play.
No,
Dirk was
with that height, really.
He didn't
Only thing,
rebound.
no, only thing he could. You don't want Dirk. You didn't want to see Dirk in the middle.
No,
No.
not playing
That's the only
center.
thing you didn't want to see Dirk is in the
He
middle.
gets clobbered every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You don't want to see him in the middle, but everything else, yeah.
I think it.
That game against Tracy when they played Houston, Tracy McGrady.
Oh yeah,
Oh man,
that's a classic game. They went back and forth in that game.
yeah, they going back and forth. Yeah. He was.
How many games was that?
That was it. They scored like I think he scored like 50
Didn't he
something.
go
How
for
many
50
games?
with
Two
two
How
or
many-
both of them scored like over
How
50.
many games was that?
Oh, Dirk used to play games like that all the time.
How many?
A bunch of them.
No.
Dirk has a ring, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which to this
one.
day, and I'm a Laker fan, but to
Dirk
this
got a
day,
ring.
and I will always say this, that is the greatest championship run I've ever seen.
Yes, that year they
Because
played,
Nobody
and
saw that
they
coming.
wasn't playing just has been. They went through
They
L.A.
swept my Lakers who were going
They
for a
went to
three-peat.
they went
No,
to L.A. They went to
Before
Portland
LA,
first.
It was the Thunder. No, the
It was,
Thunder.
No.
okay, Oklahoma City Thunder,
The Thunder, and then LA.
then L.A.
Right.
And then who else they played? They played one more game.
Miami.
No, it wasn't. No. They had three.
What's it, 3 rounds?
San Antonio.
No. It was San Antonio.
Spurs.
It was the Spurs. Then they went. Then they beat Miami.
When I saw that they swept the Lakers, I'm like, this team is for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They
Lakers blew a
swept Kobe
16-point
Bryant
lead.
and the Lakers.
And they
So-
blew. Yeah.
and-
And the bad part about it is they was the teams were up on the Mavericks.
We couldn't stop JJ Barea.
Oh yeah.
We just kept getting into the paint.
Well, and the Jet.
Then Andrew Bynum said, "I'm tired of this little mighty mouse."
yeah.
No,
Your
no.
boy slammed him to the floor.
Yeah.
That was so cheap.
Yeah,
shot.
that
Wait,
was
and the
weak.
Jet.
It was funny though.
Y'all couldn't stop the Jet either.
It was
we
fun.
really couldn't stop JJ.
Yeah, JJ.
He
was just-
kept getting into the paint.
JJ was a pest.
He
He
was
was he was a pest to that team. But I think it took Dirk Nowitzki by his third year, he started to
figure
see
it
what
out.
we're seeing in Luka Doncic right now.
Yeah,
So I think Luka's start right now way better.
way
than
better.
Oh,
Nowitzki.
Yeah, way better. than
Way
this.
better.
By the time he's 22, he'll.
And that's the bad part about it. He's only 19.
Oh my
He's
God!
just 19 years old.
I mean, he's playing with grown men
The
like
key-
a grown man.
The key now is to put the
Okay,
right
so in
pieces
other
around.
words, you saying he's the next upcoming Kobe Bryant?
Calm
Ooh.
down.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking because Kobe came in the league young.
Boy,
Kobe came in the
Kobe-
league young.
Kobe was
Kobe
18.
came out of high school.
Hey, that's
Came,
that's
no,
Don't
y'all
say
all
that
excited about
name.
this young man,
Kobe.
and I'm just asking a
We're about to
question.
shut this show down right
Yeah.
now.
No,
I'm just asking a
Comments like that.
question. Y'all all, you
Don't
know,
need to
giving
say
this
their
boy
names.
Gatorade and
So not Kobe. Who does? Who?
Let's just let him go through the development.
no, y'all.
Larry Bird.
Y'all giving
No,
this boy,
come on.
y'all giving this boy a steak
We're
sandwich.
talking
with
about
some Gatorade.
all-time legendary
Okay.
greats, man.
Wait,
Calm down.
He hitting shots like it ain't nobody's
That's
business.
fine.
I mean, he's
That's fine.
and it's not even rattling off the goal. It's
Right
I'm
all net.
yeah.
gonna use a football analogy we always use on quarterbacks. We gotta get some film on him for a full year. Let's see what he does next year. Let's see what he does next season after they have film on him and they know what he likes to do, and they try to take those things away.
Okay, but so in the meantime, why boost him up until you get film on?
Oh, the fans are doing that themselves.
You got to give him credit for what he's doing at the moment.
But, okay,
This is my thing. What you just said. It's a difference between 16 and 82.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you got film five times as much as you do in the NFL.
Yeah.
You don't know. 'Cause
82
you don't really have a
games.
week to prepare for one team because you play every other night against somebody different. So
No,
you don't
but
get to
still,
focus.
no,
If the
no.
Mavericks make the playoffs and they got to focus on Luka Doncic, then that changes things.
No, because basketball is different than football.
Yeah, it is.
A lot
course.
different than football.
Very much different.
Here's the deal. When you have key moves that you can do that's unprotected, like that step move he got, can't nobody stop that. And we haven't seen a movie like that. I know James Harden trying to do stuff like that.
Oh, you can get up in him. I watched the Indiana Pacers and Victor
I was gonna say.
Oladipo get
Yeah.
all up in Luka
Yeah.
Doncic.
What they got
the
in
other
his
night.
head?
Physically.
They got it. Yeah, yeah.
physical.
They roughed him up.
They got
So
physical.
but once he learns how to deal with that, because they tried to do that with Jordan. Remember, the Pistons. Man, Jordan was beat up every game they played with the Pistons.
Oh, Pistons beat up everybody.
Yeah, but it
Just
still
the way
didn't
they
stop him
play.
though.
Bad boy.
Yeah, but again,
But it's Jordan,
You're
right?
saying exactly. Let's calm down here.
Yeah, no,
Jordan.
I'm just. I mean,
Well, I'm not calling him Jordan.
Yeah, I'm not. I definitely won't call him.
I'm not calling him Jordan. No.
Jordan is Jordan by himself. He don't need.
Yeah.
He don't need no company.
So
But-
so who does Luka remind you of? What star player?
That's
I know.
I was just thinking about that. I don't know.
He's athletic, and he has a mix of Bird in him, with like athleticism of Harden, with the shooting of he's hard. He's different.
It's hard.
Yeah, he's hard to pin
Wait a
down.
minute, shooting of who now? It looked like you could say Kobe.
No,
Shooting of who now?
Reggie Miller.
what is it with you and my Lakers, man?
I mean, they really got outside issues.
Reggie Miller?
Luka,
'Cause he
he's
can
so
shoot.
different than any European player I've ever seen.
Well, he's so different than any player you've seen. Period. Because there's no way to pin him down. There's no way to really just
Well,
pin.
he's not a good defender.
Well, no,
Right-
but that
right
comes
now.
though.
He's
I mean,
gonna have to
you're only
work on
19
that.
years old,
Uh,
and Mavericks ain't got no defenders on their team anyway.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, hell, the NBA ain't got defenders.
Now I'm gonna tell you like
the
this.
NBA plays faster.
what
Teams
I
still
like-
defend.
Yeah, the whole NBA don't defend.
Not taking away from Chandler when he was playing for the Mavericks.
Tyson Chandler?
You're not taking nothing away from him. But the one we have now in that paint,
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan.
yes, the man is awesome. I love how he plays.
He's averaging
I mean,
15
he-
rebounds.
I
per
Yeah,
game.
oh, yeah.
You know who he kind of really remind me of? Y'all might be too young. for this.
Nobody
Don't say James Donaldson.
Don't
No,
say
don't
Will
care.
Chamberlain.
Don't say James Donaldson.
No. Roy Tarpley.
I knew he was going to
Roy
say that.
Tarpley. Roy Tarpley in that paint.
Druggy.
Is that before the cocaine or after the cocaine?
When he went to Oklahoma.
Oh, Druggy.
You better stop messing with Oklahoma.
When he-
Roy
Now,
Tarpley
hey.
did not go to OU, people.
No, I didn't say he went to OU, but he went up there to play.
The Thunder did not exist when Roy
No,
Tarpley
sure
was
didn't.
playing.
I was seeing
Oh, you talking about the international? You talking about that other team? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not talking about the Maverick.
Now, let's be nice. He's
I know
rest in
he's-
peace. He's
yeah.
deceased. So
But
right.
you
Let's
can't.
lay
I
off
don't care. I don't care what
lay off the
issue
stuff,
he
man.
had. I don't
He
care
is
what-
off the stuff now.
Yeah, I don't care what. I don't care what issue. The man was bad in the.
Yeah, he
paint.
was.
You couldn't top
He
him.
was. That's
you
why
know?
that's why the Mavericks took the Lakers to 7 games.
Right because of him.
And
It had nothing to do with Rolando Blackman and Derek Harper.
well, it did.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
So
but-
throw that out
Was
there.
it was and Aguirre. Don't forget about Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre.
but you know, Mark, he went gangster.
Mark
When he
went over to Detroit.
Yeah, when he
And
went
got
gangster.
2 rings.
Got
Yeah,
2
yeah,
rings.
yeah,
He
you
was
know.
a catalyst. He was. If they had not had Mark Aguirre, I don't think they would have had them 2 rings.
But okay,
He was the one that put them over
he
the top.
made some good shots.
Isaiah
yeah,
Thomas is the one that.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
I know you got Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars,
Yeah,
but
okay,
he was Mike Vinny
Microwave.
the microwave
Vinny Johnson.
yeah, Vinny Johnson.
looking back at what you saying, Maverick being a broken team, who thought of that?
The coach.
They're not broken.
We know when
They're
you
just
said,
rebuilding.
No, okay, when they won the championship.
No.
Oh, when they broke up the
Cuban.
team.
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban let everybody walk.
Yeah,
You know, so
He just didn't re-sign them. He let them all walk.
yeah.
and so
And he kept the wrong people.
Carolina have a say so in that.
No, the owner's still the owner.
I understand that.
He
but
wasn't
I'm
paying him,
just
so
saying,
he ain't doing that.
You know,
They were free agents. Tyson Chandler wanted a certain amount of money. They weren't
He wasn't
willing
gonna
to
get
match
him.
it. He went out to New York.
Jet went over to Atlanta, didn't he?
Mhm.
So,
Went
He
back
came-
to Atlanta.
He came from Atlanta.
Yeah, he came from Atlanta and he went back to Atlanta.
Who's that?
Jet Terry.
Mary?
Jet Terry.
Mary,
Jason Terry.
Sean
Yeah.
Marion.
Sean Mary.
JJ Barrell went to where did he go?
Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, yeah.
And came back.
You go back and look at it. That's where they had a good mixture of young and old.
Well, the question is, would they have repeated if they kept the team together?
We'll never know.
Yeah, we never
Uh,
know.
never
It's
know.
just like that call.
See,
Yeah,
and I don't think
yeah.
it would have. I think that year they just called lightning in a bottle.
They had a good team.
They had a good
That
team,
was a good
yeah.
basketball team.
I think they had a better team when they went to the finals in 2006.
They had an outstanding basic team. That
In
you-
2006, they
you
had a
couldn't
better
stop
team.
them. You couldn't stop.
I think
them.
they had a younger team. I think the team that won the title, the experience came
In
into play.
2011.
Right. Sean Mary, that group of players there.
They had a lot of guys who had been through.
Well,
the
yeah,
wars.
and then they went braggadocious. Remember that was Avery Johnson.
That's when they shot the ball
Yeah,
like crazy. Peja.
Yeah, that was
JJ,
that was Avery
Jack.
Johnson.
Peja.
Right. Those little boys.
Yeah, Avery Johnson. That was what Devin Harris. And,
Young,
Oh, yeah.
very
Yeah.
young Devin.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, he shoot like quicker like a bullet back then.
I think we're kind of forgetting that to me the most important piece of this team wasn't Dirk Nowitzki. To me, it was Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Right,
was
right,
the,
right,
He was
right.
the
That-
quarterback of this offense. He
He
facilitated, and that just exposed everybody's game to a whole nother level.
all right, I'm gonna go way back. The 3 J's.
Jimmy
No, no,
Jackson,
no, no,
Jamal
Jamal
Mashburn,
Mashburn.
No, they
Jason Kidd.
had
Says,
issues.
we're not going to go there.
They had issues.
And,
But
and-
now,
and-
look,
and wait,
man.
don't forget Tony Braxton.
We're not talking about her right now.
Yeah,
She broke up the whole team.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Jackson.
Professor, looking at that,
Tony
You
Braxton
need
broke
to
up the
have
whole team.
self-control. Don't be
with
blaming it on the woman.
Harris gave them the quickness they needed. You know.
Yeah, he could break an ankle.
By time Dirk got down the court, it was time to come back to the other end.
The problem with that team, is Avery Johnson was micromanaging. He micromanaged Devin Harris all the way down the
Too.
court.
Devin Harris was a kid at the
I
time.
know,
Yeah.
and they couldn't get along at all.
You know,
That's why
Devin
they let him
Harris
go.
coming in here
Did he
thinking
go
he's
and
going
come
to
back?
freestyle.
Yeah.
It's not.
He's back now.
I know.
Yeah,
He ain't the same player.
no, he's not.
No.
Far from it.
All
All
right.
right. Wow, we got some basketball in, didn't we?
We
Yes,
did.
Uh-huh. It's gonna be an exciting season. The Mavericks will not go to the playoffs.
Wow, really?
Right.
Oh, it's too early to say it.
Right.
And we had All-Star
They're not going to
again.
make the playoffs.
Right
And we
now,
had
Whoever,
all-
whoever wants to lose their money and bet me on that right now. I'm on it.
yeah.
Okay.
You gonna take up?
Yeah.
Are they going to the playoffs?
They going.
Oh,
They going last
You
year.
know, the only team
The
that they're
500
not behind in the West is the Phoenix Suns, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're done.
I mean, but we never know.
It's like
not
taking
the
candy from a
break
baby,
yet.
ain't it?
But we'll go
It's
ahead.
not. It's the
We'll go
All-Star
ahead and
break.
talk about that after
Walk it
we end
down,
the show.
Coach. Walk it down.
Exactly.
Walk it down.
Yeah.
Because the All-Star break ain't got here yet.
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
Okay.
They not going nowhere.
Okay.
They not going nowhere. They not finna get that good that quick. They lose every away game, known to man. I mean, I hadn't seen. Have they won an away game yet?
They might change the water by then.
A few.
Maybe a couple.
They have.
A couple, but they sorry away.
They changed the water by then.
Shoot, man, that water need to have some stuff in it.
Well,
All right, this is last words, everybody. We'll start with you, security,
Whew, why you got to start with me?
because I'm going
last
back
on the list.
Pineapples. I wasn't ready. No.
Shout out to Girlfriend Talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shout out again to the Brick House
Girlfriend
Lounge.
Talk.
Brick House Lounge. Yes,
Thank our producer for putting together a good show.
absolutely. Quest,
Security.
Quest. What's up?
Yes.
and then what's going on with the Brick House tomorrow?
Tomorrow they're having the reunion show for Man's Point of View. The 6 men talking about what men want in current events. Is it open to the public?
Is it open? Daryl, is it open to the public? It's
Okay,
open to the
you gonna
public.
have food? I'll be here if you got food.
Oh my God.
Be anywhere with food.
And
I sure will. I
Lotus
don't
is-
have no shame about it.
Lotus is going to MC the event.
Who is?
Lotus.
Lotus.
Okay.
Thanks to all the
Lotus.
peeps that were out there watching, my friends who were in
Yes.
today,
Yes,
all
sir.
everybody
Thanks
else's
for all
friends.
of the people
Appreciate all the
that,
support.
Commented and
Yes.
participated on Girlfriend Talk. It was wonderful. Make sure you join their group. We're gonna put the link
Materialistic
on our
items.
Facebook page. So
1989 in the house.
All
Duncanville,
that.
1989
All
in the
of
house.
Make sure you join
All
us next
that.
week so I can school everybody again.
All right.
This is 411 Sports Talk Radio,
You can't say nothing
411network.com.
until you get back to back.
We're out.
Out.
All right.